Gaming Caps.
Hey guys, welcome to Gaming Capsules. Today we'll be taking a look at the latest releases from PCE Works. There is quite a bit of content to go through and it's very much worth the look. Before that, I just want to compliment how PCE Works actually ships out these things. They do a really good job with the packaging of their sets, and it's always a pleasure to receive and open these. Everything is encased within these thick, sturdy cardboard boxes, with all the contents neatly arranged and well protected inside, with bubble wrap and packing peanuts. This might not sound like a huge deal, but I'm kinda used to receiving packages from like Amazon or limited run games with contents loose or crushed together inside the boxes, so everything tends to arrive banged up. This, on the other hand, is really appreciated. First, let's take a look at the Arcade Card Gems box set. The outer slipcover is sealed inside shrink wrap, with a sticker proudly displaying, in Japanese, the inclusion of the special 25th anniversary picture disc edition of Sapphire. On the sides, you see all of the games included, while at the bottom we have this sticker showing you which number copy of the release we have in our hands. Nice to know. Now, here are some very important warnings. You need the console to play them on, but for all of these games, you also require an arcade card. Those things are kinda like N64 expansion packs and add necessary RAM to the console. If you don't have them, you'll get a warning message instead of the games. On the back, you see the games included, with an English, French and Japanese description, and a QR code taking you to the PCE Works website. Let's unseal this thing. As usual, these PCE Works outer slip boxes are kinda sexy really. The box has a velvety feel to the touch and it has a very high quality printing, with some glossy and embossed detail. On the back, you can see how the pictures are glossy, while the rest of the box is not. I think it's a really nice touch. Getting these out, the inside of the box also has a bit of art in it. Nice, nice. And here we have the 4 arcade CD-ROM games. Mado Monogatari 1, Strider Hiryu, Ginga Fukei Densetsu Sapphire, the special PCE Works Anniversary Edition, and finally, Stalker Full Metal Force. So, let's begin by unboxing Mado Monogatari. If you like or even know the Puyo Puyo series, this might be of interest. It's the PC Engine remake of a 1990s computer RPG set in the Puyo universe. In fact, the RPGs predate the puzzle games. It's a first-person dungeon crawler RPG where you need to find your way around mazes, do battles, and solve puzzles. It's very notable for going out of its way to not display any number or stats. In fact, to know the main character's stats and conditions, you need to pay attention to her body language and what she says. It's also comical and has some very good graphics and sounds. Unlike the other games on this set, please note that knowing Japanese is kinda mandatory to be able to fully enjoy it. It is an RPG after all. Here we have the cute front and back of the jewel case. It's sealed in a Y-fold shrink wrap like all the other jewel cases. Let's get it out of the way. here we have the obi. Inside, we have the disc. Pretty colorful label art, with the white parts being see-through and reflective. On the case, we have the manual, and unique to this release, a two-sided cardboard cover in case you want to replace the front art of the jewel case. Obviously included is also the manual. We have the controls, screen display explanations, explanations for the shop, battle screen and magic spell descriptions, item descriptions, and finally we have some hints in Japanese. That is it for Mado Monogatari. I'll be playing this one quite a bit for sure. Next up, here's Strider Hiryu. Strider Hiryu is a port of the classic arcade game from Capcom. This particular port suffers from quite a bit of graphical downgrades, as well as some spotty gameplay differences, but the game adds a new level, voice acting, cutscenes, and cool CD quality soundtrack. The game itself is a linear arcade-style action game, with a cool cinematic feel where stages go beat by beat through intense action sequences, changing up the music and presentation as you progress through them. While I think that the PC Engine should have gotten a port of the NES game instead, to make better use of the system's strengths, this is still a port worth checking out. Here's the box, showing off the protagonist Hiryu and many of the bosses in the game. The back keeps in line with the cinematic vibe, with all the screenshots contained within film strips. Let's remove the Y-fold seal. The game disc has a fairly simple presentation, with only the game's title and usual logos. Here's the manual. It's pretty colorful and goes through all the necessary explanations and stage descriptions. One cool important detail is that there is an explanation on how the game's adaptive difficulty works. If the player is doing very good, there will be more and faster enemies. If the player dies a lot, the difficulty will actually scale down. Back of the manual has an advertisement for the Dragon Knight 3 soundtrack. That is it for Strider. Awesome series that Capcom should really revisit ASAP. Next up, we have Sapphire, the 25th anniversary edition of Sapphire. Sapphire is a bit of a graphical tour de force for the system. It's a very fluid vertical shooter, using Donkey Kong Country-like pre-rendered 3D graphics and huge sprites. Kinda looks like a shmup you could find on the Neo Geo. It also has an absolutely killer rock soundtrack. You can play as one of 4 characters, each with their own ship speeds and attack type. You can even play this one with a second player, and it's overall a lot of fun. So, this particular release is special in that it features some new art from PCE Works, replacing the original cover that was made by the character designer, Mika Akitaka. you can see all 4 playable characters in front and back of the box. Inside, we have the game disc, which has the same artwork as the front cover. Just like Mado Monogatari, we have a cardboard replacement cover. And oh my, what is this? The back of the manual has a fairly suggestive artwork with the 4 girls in the locker room. Unlike the rest of this release, the inside of the manual is pretty much exactly the same as the original. Finally, for this box set, we have Stalker. Stalker is a side-scroller single-plane beat-em-up with giant mechs. While the level design consists of simple, linear rooms, the combat mechanics are interesting, with a bit of fighting game tactics like blocking, overhead, low attacks, special moves, and throws. There are 3 playable characters, all 3 playing quite differently from one another. It has a smooth, jazzy soundtrack and pretty colorful, detailed graphics. Of note, the main character is a 30-year-old from Puerto Rico, and not the usual young kid you see in these type of anime settings nowadays. If you like 80s and 90s mecha anime and beat-em-ups, give this one a chance. Now, let's remove the seal. You know you have a badass game in your hands when you see giant mecha and explosions on the cover. I believe that this artwork is by Tatsume Minigishi. Really cool stuff. The inside disc also looks really stylish, with black and red making use of the disc's reflective silver to give the empty spaces a cool metallic look. I like. The manual has a lot of art and screenshots. It also explains the movesets for each of the playable mechs, so it's kind of a must as they don't all control the same. That is it for Stalker. Included with the set, while supplies last, are a couple of goodies. First up, we have this Sapphire mousepad. The back of the packaging shows the painting process for the new artwork, which is pretty neat. Mousepad itself is a thin circle-shaped mat. Here's a close-up. It's made in Germany. Then we have the poster, which has the same artwork as the back of the manual. Warning! To the good kids watching this video and to everyone who might be offended by suggestive content, please look away for a bit and skip to the next part of the video. Well, I didn't get a good enough look when I saw the manual, but oh my, this is something. Suggestive themes aside, it's a really nice piece. The back has an uncolored version of the art and I think I need to censor this. Sorry guys, it's not that bad, but I'm guessing that this is unsafe territory for the channel. The second poster has the same art used on the mousepad and cover. and it also has an uncolored version on the back. I do dig the watercolor style used. There are even more goodies included with this set. First, we have these little cardboard cards for Mado Monogatari. There's a different character artwork on each card. Looks like we have a couple of postcards. This one is of Strider Hiryu. Cool. Mado Monogatari. Mado Monogatari mini art set, which folds out and contains a bunch of really nice artworks from the series. An art print for Sapphire, finally, some Mado Monogatari stickers. You can use these to decorate your PC engine or your walls or something. That is it for the Arcade Cars gem set. Quite a bit of content included. Next up, another new PCE Works release. Let's look at Dead of the Brain. So what is Dead of the Brain? Believe it or not, it's the very last release for the PC Engine. It came out in June of 1999, the same year as the Dreamcast's release. The game itself is a horror-themed visual novel. It takes a lot of inspiration from popular 80s movies, such as The Reanimator, Return of the Living Dead, Terminator, and even some Back to the Future for good measure. It's the story of a scientist who invents a reanimation syrup, which can revive the dead. But everything goes horribly wrong when he tries to show it off to the main character, gets a police officer killed, and seemingly causes the zombie apocalypse when he tries to bring him back to life. The story has a lot of twists and turns, eventually leading to craziness like cyborgs. There are actually 2 games included in this disc: Dead of the Brain 1 and Dead of the Brain 2, which were originally Japanese computer releases. There's a lot of searching all over the screen to progress, which can get kinda tedious, and the combat minigames are honestly kinda frustrating. They are actually not great games by any mean, but the story has a lot of horror and anime craziness. You even see Stephen King rise from the grave during the game's intro for some reason. It's gory and at times pretty wild. Fans of 80s horror will want to give it a try, though be warned, the Japanese requirement to enjoy this is fairly high. The front cover is all kinds of cool. It's pretty much the Reanimator meets the Terminator. The disc is a bunch of blood splatter on top of black. Here's the manual. Inside, there are some stickers included. Last page of the manual has some passwords that you actually need in order to finish the second game. It's like a copy protection of sorts, which was done in a couple of Japanese PC games. Finally, here are some goodies currently included when purchasing these new sets from PCE Works. There's Final Match Tennis Ladies. Origin included in Human Sports Festival, this release singles out the tennis portion and puts it on its own disc. What can I say? It's tennis. It's fairly fast-paced and controls quite well. You can play up to 4 players and it even features some decent practice modes. This doesn't really make much use of the CD medium, but it's a fun tennis game that can be enjoyed by all. Here's the cardboard cover, which I believe has new artwork. Inside is the disc, which has a cute tennis ball design. Here we also have a bunch of extras, postcards and stickers. Here's the catalog of, I believe, all the current existing releases from PCE Works. Quite a few of these games are very rare or not officially released. The catalog itself is pretty cool. It reminds me of how older games used to do that, include mini catalog posters. And lastly, another recent release from PCE Works, this time not a game. It's PC Engine Mini Decorations. What are these for? Well, if you look at the PC Engine Minis, they replicated the look of the card slots. However, despite the console being slightly smaller than an original PC Engine, you can't actually fit game cards inside. That's where these cardboard cutouts come in. As you can see here, it comes with stickers of various games and cardboard cutouts. They come off really easily. Let's take them all out. Now, there's a guide included which shows you what to do with it. You have 6 cardboard cards, but oh noes, 12 stickers. You have to choose which 6 you will use. The cardboard itself fits in nicely with the mini console. So let's see. First I will pick... Well, I think I'll go with my favorite game here, Splatterhouse. The PC Engine version is the first version of the game that I played, and it's very fun to revisit once in a while. We apply the sticker, which I'm pretty sure I will screw up. Nope. Surprisingly, it looks like I did not. So let's see. Yeah, now this looks good. Basically, when you played a game on the PC Engine, you see the artwork part of the HuCard stick out like this. Sadly, this doesn't quite fit with the TurboGrafx Mini, as the dimensions of the HuCard slot are a bit different. Next up, let's use the sticker of another game I like a lot, Ninja Ryukenden, aka Ninja Gaiden in the West. Sadly, not as good as the NES original, but still a very good game. And I really love the artwork on the HuCard. For my third choice, another favorite PC Engine game, New Adventure Island. Well, those were actually quite easy, but I still have 3 to go. Which of these 9 should I pick? Should I go with Superstar Soldier, which is an amazing original shmup for the system, Airzong, which is also incredible, the Super System cards, which is what you would use to play certain games? What do you suggest? Let me know in the comment section below what you would put if you had to make the choice. Well, that is it for the latest PCE Works releases. These games are not the cheapest purchases in the world, but they are quite affordable compared to the originals. All of the originals cost a few $100s now. In some cases, like Sapphire and Dead of the Brain, we're actually talking about thousands of dollars. So yeah, hopefully, looking at this video will help you decide whether or not these high quality reproductions are for you. They do look really nice on the shelves. If you have any questions about these sets, the games themselves, or the channel, let me know in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you have any comments about this or any of my other videos, don't be shy. I appreciate to know. Don't forget to also like and subscribe if you like what you see, and to follow Gaming Capsules on Twitter and Facebook for more random content that do not quite fit on YouTube. Well, have a great rest of your day and until next time.